you don't drive, you take the tanker, the local taxi. What have been some of your experiences in
Oh, I love it.
Because you share the taxi with other people, and you might tell a taxi driver, I'm going to Manchester just for the fun of it and to see how he will react.
Oh, yeah, and 9 times out of 10 they want to talk about football. Thank goodness, not Chelsea. But if I jump in a car, for example, and there's half a dozen people there and I'm off up to Serekunda, I'll start singing. I'll just sing a little song and clap my hands like this. And before you know it, we're halfway up Palmarima Road, and we've got everybody clapping and singing and dancing. Interaction is the key in these vehicles. It's great. If somebody's having a bad day, I'll put a smile on their face. Or they can put a smile on my face. But interaction is a key.
Singing reminds me that when I first found you out, I mean, I found you at the Bungalow Beach Hotel. I was doing a presentation, weekly fashion show. Probably you'll like to sing us something in the studio, and let's see how good your voice is. Anyway, we'll get that to that very shortly. But the art of singing, how did that get to you?
My father was a very, very good singer. And he had a voice, if you can imagine, like a good bottle of wine. A very deep baritone and a lovely, lovely singer. I should have
been singing by now. So these lonely nights of mine.
Who's a singer here?
You are.
So in listening to my father sing, I sort of caught on to it, and at that time it was Frank Sinatra, Nat King Cole, Satchmo, people like that, and he liked to tell a story, did my father, and he told a story through his songs, and that's how I learned it.
Let me hear you do a rendition. I think we've got a background song here, and I'll ask my technicians to run this for us, and we'll hear you give us something.
Well, the song I'd like to sing for you is called I'll Be Your Baby Tonight. It was covered by Robert Palmer and the band UB40, and I had the pleasure 2 years ago of singing at a wedding at the Olympic Park in Serekunda, you know, where the big stadium is there.
Right.
And I sung to about 1,000 people at the wedding of Rose and Philip. I remember the last name. But Mr. Saj was there. Adi Saj was there. Yeah, and loved it. Yeah.
Well, you also did something at Adi Saj. In the meantime, we'll talk until we hear the background, and we'll sing. You did something at Adi's hotel as well.
At the BB, yeah. We did an outdoor show at the front there on the beach. It was about this time, actually, 3-4 years ago. And a big crowd of people gathered, and we were all singing and happy. It was a fabulous time.
I'm beginning to wonder when this piece of music is coming, but I'm sure very shortly we will, because I want to hear this golden baritone voice of yours. Bravo.
Thank you very much.
Take a seat. I think you did me justice. What a way to start my year.
Coming from you, that's a compliment.
You really
thank you very much.
Me.
Now, which song are you going to sing?
I'll leave that for the lady called Fatu Show.
Okay,
she wants to get me on board her show. I think she wants a revenge. Anyway, Fatu, if you're watching this show, I'm ready for you. It's 2013. And I'm going to war with you anyway. Well, this is the interview, and my guest is Brian Dorrington. They call him Brian D. And, of course, a great guy, journalist, and you just heard him. He's got a great voice. He's just done us that song, I'll Be Your Baby, a cover by Robert Palmer of UB40.
And UB40.
Oh, yes, of course. I remember that one very well.
The first time I sung that song was in the United States, actually, and it went down very, very well. And you were asking earlier where I'd sung, as well as many, many places in in United States, Australia, France, Canada, Greece, Portugal, Spain. I've also sung in the village of Lamin, right in the square, in the center of the town. Thanks to the kind permission of the alcalo out there, Mr. Bojang, he invited me to come and sing for the village, which was fabulous. Thousands of people came to see it. And of course, it's so quiet out there at night that you hear it in the distance, and people come by the hundreds to see it. It was brilliant. So, Mr. Bojang, thank you.
Brian, don't know. I'll take you away from the urban area, Banjul, Serekunda, and the metropolis of this country, and ask you whether have you ever traveled outside the urban area? Let's say.
Yes. The furthest east I've traveled, I suppose, is up as far as Georgetown, Jinjamburi.
Okay.
Which was an experience. Fabulous, fabulous country up there. Beautiful scenery. We saw lots of animals on a safari. And I loved it. I met some superb people there. We sat and had a tubab ataya beside the river. You know what's tubab ataya?
Tea?
Jewel brew. Yeah. So we sat by the river and watched the ladies doing the laundry and washing the babies. And
we're gonna add that to our lexicon, our dictionary. Tubab attire means jewel brew. Jewel brew.
Let me give you another one. We were talking about taxis earlier.
Okay.
I've been picking up the odd phrase here and there. Tutti tutti means small.
Small, yeah.
And danka means slowly. Tanka means to walk. So if I go for a small, slow walk, is it true to say tutti tutti and danka?
You can
Am I
say
close?
mange danka.
Mange danka.
Yes.
Okay.
Tutti when it comes to quantifying.
Okay.
All right.
You could be my instructor.
There's a fee for that. Give me some of your farm produce.
Okay,
I like lettuce a lot.
The peppers are on the way. I'll make a note now.
Yes. Lettuce and green pepper.
Lettuce and peppers
Very
for
well.
Malik Joe.
For Malik.
Okay.
Exactly
Done.
so. Good. Now let's talk football. You and I watch the Premiership week in, week out. We know where we watch that. We like to go to come in. And everybody comes in there, the two babs and the local guys.
Yeah,
my friends will
great atmosphere.
hang in there and watch our football. I'll enjoy my coffee as usual, and you'll enjoy your tubab attire. Good. The Premiership.
The Premiership, I can only see it going one way. Manchester United will get their 20th championship this year. I feel sorry for a number of teams in the Premiership for several reasons. I have a great admiration for Harry Redknapp. I met Harry at Old Trafford. By the way, when I went to Old Trafford the last time, I took Akono Jacko with me.
That DJ who used to be with the radio, West Coast Radio.
Yeah, him and I did a lot of shows together.
Okay.
And I was in contact with him yesterday, and he sends his best regards for a Happy New Year.
Very well.
To yourself and all Gambians. We went there. It was incredible, and I actually met Harry Redknapp at the time, and he's a lovely guy. He gave me his autograph, and I have it on my wall at home, as a matter of fact. I see the top three being in this order: Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool.
Not Chelsea, not Arsenal either.
Listen, I didn't come here to hear you swear. Please don't say Chelsea and don't say Arsenal. To me, that's four-letter words. I don't like it. Sorry, it's your show.
It's okay. All right.
But I've never been a big fan of Chelsea. I think they're rich London boys who, born with the silver spoon in their mouths, a lot of them. And we were talking about class and culture distinctions. England is separated by a line that runs across just north of London. And north of London is where the grassroots is. London is the financial capital of, some say, Europe. And it's the working class teams of the north who deserve the recognition that for a long time they haven't had. When Chelsea was on top, Spurs were on top, West Ham was up there, it seemed dominated by the south. Now I think we're seeing a better game because it's being dominated by the working class teams of the North. That, can I